Farbridge sitting at 9-5, projects to be the one to beat again, Matt.
I think he is the horse to beat, and he loves this turf course at Saratoga as we go back to his last start, which was the Bowling Green, which he won by 3. This is the Manhattan over a good turf course at 1 mile and an eighth on the 8th of June. I think he wants more ground than the 9 furlongs. He'll obviously get that at 12 furlongs in the Sword Dancer. This is a very good third place effort in a 3-horse photo, beaten a neck. Deterministic, who won this race, has been on quite a roll right now. He's won 3 in a row. He just won the 4-Star Dave at Saratoga on Saturday. And Farbridge won this race last year, wire to wire by a length. So he has some speed. He doesn't need the lead. Wire to wire a year ago. Rated a little bit in the Bowling Green, his most recent start, July 12th, in which he won by 3. 9 for 18 lifetime. He's made nearly $2.4 million. And Charlie Appleby's got 2 horses in this race. As you can see, El Cordobés and Nation's Pride. And Nation's Pride, I just worry, Dubs, his last start, the Dubai Turf, was not good. It wasn't the strongest of fields that he defeated in the Shingspiel. So, is he as good now at 6 as he was maybe a year or 2 ago?
Very competitive field of 9 there. The 2 international raiders trying to make their trip across the pond and Swerve all on the line here. The double-edged sword. Horses to repeat in the Sword Dancer. Well, take a look at this. A pretty illustrious list here of horses that could run it back, and Farbridge looking to do exactly that on Saturday. Per Miguel Clermont, a jockey's dream to ride as well. Farbridge has now had 4 wins since the victory last year in the Sword Dancer, and a good chance of getting that back-to-back score. Doesn't matter the sport, the race, the table game. If you got that momentum, Matty C, it's a wonderful thing to have in your favour, and Farbridge, the 6, looks to carry that back in here on Saturday. In terms of other big threats, other big contenders, you highlighted Nation's Pride there, the 5 for Charlie Appleby. Gets one of the leading riders in the business. William Buick aboard for the trip, sitting at 3-1 on the morning line. The inside runner, we've got Rebel Red, the 2, sitting at 8-1. But Flavien Prat, in terms of best riders, Flavien Prat, the Frenchman, you could make a case for him. And we go backtracking here behind the 1 horse. This was a very impressive showing in the Princess of Wales Stakes over at Newmarket.
Cordobés delivering his challenge now under Will Buick, and El Cordobés has come surging through to grab the lead and begins to stretch on. A British landmark winner, 2,000 for Will Buick as El Cordobés wins the Princess of Wales Stakes.
We know the talents there, we know the forms there. El Cordobés for the Royal Blue Army, the Godolphin team priming up the inside runner, the 4-year-old coming in red hot. But is there any cause for concern making that trip across to North America, Matt?
Sure. He's been to Dubai. That's obviously a quicker jaunt. But not by a ton. So I don't think it's a huge concern, especially with the success that Charlie Appleby has done, taking his horses from Europe and bringing them to the States. William Buick, his first call for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. And he chose Nation's Pride, one would think. But I actually think I prefer El Cordobés. You might look at him, he doesn't have the class. He's made $193,000. The win we just showed you at Newmarket, it was a Group 2, it was a 4-horse field. I just think this horse, who's obviously royally bred by Frankel out of the See the Stars mare, is starting to come into his own. You can just feel him start to blossom. That was the best performance of his career in his last. It was only career start number 9. Whereas Nation's Pride, again, his A game is superb. We know he likes this turf course. A win in the second to measured time, an elite grass horse in Europe who's come over to the States a few times over the last couple of years and had success. I think I might prefer El Cordobés, and the price is going to be a little bit better, I would think. The morning line is 4-1, but Nation's Pride, much more of a household name. I mean, the earnings they're not comparable. I mean, El Cordobés hardly made anything. Nation's Pride is close to $4 million. So, and I think the fact that he's had success over this turf course, look at a much better price on the 1, and I think there's just much more ceiling